rally. Now, in some terms,
What they do? What he do? Hold on, I'm in here cooking breakfast. My fault. But yeah, I'm in here printing on these calls. Whiskey. I told y'all what I tell y'all yesterday. Bear trap, bear trap, bear trap. Swung calls, swung for the fences. Got in some more zeros right here. 60%. Gonna take that. I'm holding the 715 1DTs because I want to see us come take out this high, but we got to make sure we hold this first, right? So don't go long just yet if you missed this. If you missed this, you can't go long just yet. But if you already long with us, hey, welcome to the money printing party, baby. Welcome to the money printing party. Stuff I'm talking about. Ooh, whiskey. All right, I'm gonna trim here. Trim. What? My cat in here yelling. What's wrong? What? All right. Take profit. All right, yeah, take profit. Make sure you trim on this. And yeah, I'm going right back to cooking some breakfast. So bear with me. Give me a second. Gotta, you know what I'm saying? Gotta, you know, you gotta feed yourself type shit. 1720. So we hit our target. So you make sure you go ahead, like I said, trim those, take that profit. Don't be greedy. You know what I'm saying? And then yeah, just watch for any kind of rejection over this. Make sure if it does reject, 708, 75 has to hold. Remember, same level. It's the same level. If this does not hold, we break back below. You fall back down. 5-day estimate right here. Right? Best case, we hold in here, break out, retest, continue, all-time high, yada, 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 squeeze, keep going, blase, blase, blase. Alright. Checking back in. Like I said, make sure y'all trimming. Alright. I told y'all yesterday this shit was a bear trap. I told y'all, I said this shit is a bear fucking trap. Or a freaking trap. My fault. We already hit 710. Anything else is greedy. So buy time if you want time. Man, I'm too cold. He cold. What they say? He cold. Look, I went over this yesterday. What I say this was? Bear trap. What does this look like to y'all? What did it look like? A bear trap. We in here getting Manyanski. All right, I already rolled. I'm up 20% on the rolls. I'm trimming those as well. Like I said, you want to be greedy, but we do want to aim for the target of the high, 712. Come on now. That's what I'm talking. I love it. This might be our one and done for the day, right? We're just gonna take this money on and we're gonna chill, right? You don't want to be greedy. Like I said, leave runners for all time high if that's what our target. But obviously, we still need to break and retest, hold 711. You know what I'm saying, right? All this in here, we need to continue to hold this. So trim out, trim. Let me come through that screen and really get on y'all. I'm just kidding. I love you guys. You hear that? That's me taking profit. I'm telling you, I'll take profit. I'm taking profit too. I ain't just rambling. What are you doing, bro? Bang, bang, bang. No! I'm from London, so I speak with a twang. It's too easy. My back. All right, yeah. So long as y'all trimming, you should have, runners. Like I said, we know downside. If anything happens, we come down, break down, retest, yada yada yada, so on and so forth. You know what I'm talking about? Yes, sir. What about? Oh shit! I done made a quiche. We're making eggs. Ooh, whiskey. I forgot to turn my eggs off. I'm over here getting caught up in the profits. Over here geeked. Wait, can y'all hear me? Is it back on now? Is the audio back on? Am I dripping? It says no sound. Mom pissed because I fill the living room with blunt smoke. Love from Tel Aviv was popping. No sign. Yeah, my fault. Yeah, I was in here cooking and talking and shit like that. Pan frying. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's like, you know, I'm in here cooking. I'm here cooking plays. You feel me? Talking about cooking plays, cooking a little. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go ahead and give us a new all-time high. Squeeze the Bears. Say screw y'all. You know what I'm talking about? I'm finna roll up some shit right now, low key. Look, that's the bad part about living downtown. You hear all the sounds from outside. Ooh. Hey man, say man, the kid that did. Alright. What you doing, bro? What? Huh? What? What? What you yelling at, man? Why you yelling at me? Huh? Alright, let me set my camera up and stuff. Trying to lock in. Or should we hit the ZA first? Ooh, my hoodie at? It's a little chilly. I ain't gonna lie. A little chilly. Huh? What? Don't you see I'm trying to help these folks make some money on that twin? Why you in here yelling? I know. Hold on, y'all. Had to get my life together. I didn't want y'all to miss it, so I was like, well, let me just go ahead and start it at least. Alright, I'm a little. Damn. We in Miami, turning up another night. Yeah. Hold on, where the little. Shit finna be big as hell. Snap. Oh yeah, see him in here chefing up. You feel what I'm talking about? Look at that. I'm over here showing y'all recording like y'all can't see. My fault. I'm a little, you know what I'm saying? I'm a little geeked. I'm trying to set this all up. View, float on top. There we go. Look, my cat. She over there geeking. Mama, what do you do? She said she ain't trying to hear all that. She said she here for the money and that's it. Yeah. Yeah. We live, you feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? We still got the runners, you feel me? So, we green. We green. Gotta eat a little bacon, you know what I'm saying? If you don't eat bacon, I don't even know what to tell you. All right, we got the close. About time, so we got the close. Finally. I was a little nervous, so I ain't gonna lie. I was like, bro, if they take this candle and they close it way too high up, I'm gonna be sick. Remember, still, like I said, don't chase this because we still need, we still gotta confirm, right? See, this is where we are. So I'm actually gonna trim some more. Ain't finna get me. Shit. Yeah, trim some more. just in case, because we already hit that trend line right here. But your best bet obviously would be wait for this. Like I said, if you missed all this, your best bet would be to wait for this to give you some sort of handle, right? So if this is like some sort of cup and handle, because if it's not, and this does close back under here, you gotta get out those calls. You gotta get out, all right? Ideally, you want to see, maybe some consolidation or something, breakout, retest like that. But if this just comes back inside of this, inside of here, bro, I cannot draw with this. Inside of here, right? When you come back inside of there, be careful. Don't take it. Don't chase it. Ideally, like I said, we do want to just continue up, break out of this, retest, but we got more overhead resistance than anything. So you can't just, you can't really jump it because we don't know which side's gonna break just yet. But you caught the calls from here to here, or really we caught the calls from here. You know what I'm saying? Yesterday I was like, bear trap. You know what I'm saying? Look, and this is how I knew. This is how I knew it was a bear trap, right? So this is what I drew out, right, yesterday. This is a 5-minute bear trap. This is a bear trap from a few days ago. Sorry, I'm still waking up. But this is a bear trap from, a few days ago. You see how we had the breakout? Hold on, let me scoot this back over so you can see it. Yeah, right. So you see how we had the breakout consolidation, the big move. We got the retest, and we had a lower retest, right? But really, we just stand inside this channel. So you see, I was just standing inside this channel, and then we got the double bottom squeeze, and we got the double bottom squeeze. So, like I said, we just wanted to come up here and target these highs from yesterday, and this is why we trim, because we already hit our trend line. So you don't want to be greedy, and this is why I said you buy time as well, because that shakeout move at the end of the day, pretty crazy. But thankfully we caught the pump, so we didn't have to really worry about holding full size or anything like that, right? Yeah, so from here to here, you gotta relax. You gotta be patient, because remember, you do not want this to give this whole move back, right? Anything under here, you gotta be careful. But for up here, that's what I'm saying. For here, you just want to see a nice cup, maybe some liquidity built here, but you don't want to see it get back under completely, because then it's just gonna come all the way back down, right? And then you'll get one of those days where you get a candle that has an upper wick, but then it'll close like this, right? So that'll be your daily candle if you try to chase breakouts. So don't chase breakouts, wait for the retest, wait for the breakout continuation, you know what I'm saying? So we got our trim, took profits at the top. Congratulations. Now, downside, if you did want to catch puts, we close back under here. Wait, close, remember, close. We close back under here. You get the breakdown, right? You target the lows yet again. Breakdown under here, and yada, 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 right? Gap close all the way down here. Wash, rinse, repeat, wash, rinse, repeat, wash, rinse, repeat. Just keep doing that, right? Keep washing, keep rinsing, keep repeating. I'm gonna mute this real quick while I eat some food. I wanna be all crunching in y'all ears and shit. Alright, I gotta pull the chat up over here so I can see chat. The hell? How come when you search for my name on YouTube, it should not pop up? The hell is that about? Oh, I'm tripping. The top one. Can you hear it? Zaza. Oh, I'm tripping. The top one. Late to the game today. No trade till it breaks above holding range. Zaza. Yes, sir. I'm trying to figure out where to put where'd my chat go? Oh, there we go. Oh yeah. Ooh. Yeah, I got a little chat box. I'm using OBS. Yeah. So if you're late, clearly, yeah. So remember, like I said, you don't want to chase the breakout candle, right? You want to wait for the retest, continuation over, close above, and then we can push. But the thing is, we're already so close to this all-time high in this overhead zone between the 711 and that 712. So I mean, that's why I said you want to buy time, because I'm not any more zeros, right? Just in case, right? Because you clearly, obviously, we want to see it break all-time highs in just 715, right? We want to see that today, but we don't know if you'll get that. So best way to play it is by buying time, being patient, trimming. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm about to partake. About to partake in a little Zaza. Got a job interview later. Yeah, facts. Yeah, so if you got stuff to do, sorry, I'm still waking up. But yeah, don't chase it. It's cool, cause look, if you got a job interview, right? Let's say you don't catch nothing now. Remember, there's always gonna be moves in the afternoon, right? Even if it's slow, choppy, whatever. By the time, let's say nothing happens here, right? Let's say all day right here, we stay right here, nothing happens. It's cool, because by the end of the day, contracts would be cheap. So even if we decide to swing something into tomorrow, or you know what I'm saying, or not, right? And then this falls back down, we swing some shorts into tomorrow. Either way, you know what I'm saying, your best bet would be to wait, because you'll finally get it, you know, all drawn out for you. So we had our little, oh wait, hold on. Yeah, we'll do right here. Yeah. So I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna hold these. Like I said, until this breaks down, until we lose this, then I'll start to trim my 1DTs. But because we bought 1DTs yesterday at the close after that dump, really chilling for real. If you went over, I think I actually went over this exact play in the live. Hold on. I'm pretty sure I did. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on.
Whew, we're back. Sorry,
Yeah, because I was high. I was geeked. And I was like, I started looking at this.
I'm used to doing this on live, catching them on live. Because we're all live trading. Ooh, whiskey.
Look, this is end of day yesterday.
Yeah. And this is, like I said, remember we have the line.
You got the breakout.
Right.
Look.
So if that's that.
Oh,
right, so we have to selling where we are. All right. And this could just be, like I said, this could just be liquidity for that next leg up, right?
Ooh wee.
Perfect. So
yeah.
Do break out over.
That's what I'm talking about, man. How chat go? I gotta figure out how to pin this, cause it won't stay. Oh, there we go. Maybe it's a silly question, but how do you find your system? I think honestly, you just repetition. You start to just see what you like. I like playing breakout, retest, support, resistance. Super simple, right? You always want to keep it as simple as you can. People who try to find like, oh, what's the best strategy? What's the best? there is no right answer for that, right? There is no one size fits all. There is no like, hey, this is the best strategy. That's why I'll never say that shit. That's why you'll never see me on YouTube like, this is the absolute best strategy that I have found. No, because that's not how that works. To say that would be to say that the market is 100% predictable and that you can always use X, Y, and Z to figure out A, B, and C. But that's just not how it goes, right? So, there's people who use, what I'm saying? Their thing is fibs, right? It's just about what you, hold on. I gotta go close this, my, yeah, so it's not about like the strategy, like, oh, this is the one. It's just about what you put your time in, like what you really, practice, try, and start to build up your system. Because it's not just like, oh, this is the one. Nah, I found what I like and I became extremely good at that one thing, right? You don't need to be good at a million things. Nah, you master one thing, you're good. Game my mom, gotta work tomorrow, lock in for me. Yeah, ain't nothing going on. You can't make the market give you no plays. Yeah, you gotta just chill. That's where people go wrong. They try to make the market give them a play. Oh, I need a play. Well, you gotta wait for it. Everybody who's trying to jump in, look, they got cooked here, trying to go short. They got cooked again, trying to go short. If they late long, they got cooked again. You can't. You gotta wait for it. Have you considered telling your mom to start trading? Shit, I mean, low key, yeah, teach my mom to trade. Yeah, so like I said, as long as we can hold this, then we can get a somewhat of an inverse head and shoulder. But remember, we need this to hold, because if not, you get yesterday, right? You get the breakout, failure, retest, and then you got that, all right? I'm mad I missed that because like I was on the plane yesterday, so I didn't want to take that risk with the plane Wi-Fi. So same rules apply. If it happens again here, right, you'll slice back under, retest, and then 5-day SMA 706 is your target. How much are those puts actually? Let me see. There's a groovy P. Yeah, hold on. 706 puts for $40. Shit. Hey, Tava. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Look, it's funny because we really ain't did shit. We ain't did shit. Even overnight, that shit crazy as hell. What? Oh, hold on. We'll scoop this a little bit. Yeah, see? We literally just going sideways in this channel. We on diddle in the middle. No diddy in the middle. Yeah, even if you tried to, let's say like right here. Yeah, anything underneath here, you short the hell out of it, right? You lose that 707, that's your first sign. And then yeah, anything under 706, yeah. Anything you do not, if you're bullish, you do not want to see 706 today, right? At best, you want to see this be the absolute bottom. All right, let's take a little zoom out so we can show y'all where we are. All right, zoom out on the daily chart. Zoom all the way out, right? Look at this. So this has been the trend line that's been holding us up for the past 10 years down there. Damn. 10 years. All right. Yeah, so boom. We broke that. This is where I went long. This is where I called the bottom. Ah, beautiful, beautiful. Best month ever. Love that. Yeah, so once I seen that, where the tariffs fell, broke, recovered, same thing. Basically the same, hold on. It's literally this. It's literally this. It's the same thing. Remember what I always say, and especially if you're one of my students, you definitely know. If you see it play out, and you see it play out again, and you see it play out again, you don't have to feel like, oh, I have to know for sure this time is gonna work out. We're traders. We take high probability trades, right? There's nothing is ever gonna be 100%, right? Nothing's ever gonna be 100%. It could be a beautiful bull flag, and that shit just don't play out, right? It's not that, oh, I did it wrong or my system, whatever. Nah, it's just a high probability setup. So when we see high probability plays, which was the same thing, right? Breakout retest, sweep the lows in a bullish trend, in a bullish market, will probably continue up, right? In the same bullish time frame. So if you see it on a smaller time frame and you see it on a bigger time frame, you're just gonna have to be more patient with it, right? Because anybody could see a 5-minute bull flag, play the 5-minute bull flag, and you make some bank in 5-10 minutes. But when you see things on the bigger time frame, you're gonna have to wait a lot longer. But that means you're gonna be able to hold a lot longer. So patience will pay you more if you zoom out, right? So with that being said, right, we got the overhead resistance, reject, 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 reject. First one, reject, but then we gapped up into it, right? So now you gotta kind of be a little skeptical, like, last time, every time we rejected it, we just absolutely sold back off, right? So you want to be careful, right? Because again, we're still inside candles. We're still doing the inside bar, right? We're inside all of, what day is this? We're still inside of Friday's candle, open and close. Not necessarily highs and lows, but opens and close. So if we can break above Friday's open, Friday's close and yesterday's open, we can get that push out, take out these wicks. But like I said, you don't want to jump that gun, because with us being smack dab in the middle, it can still go either way, right? You can go up, you can go down, we can take out this lower wick, right? Anything can happen in the span of the next 5 hours. So this is why I said we're trimming heavy on those 0 DTEs. That's why I got out of the 0 DTEs at 60%, 30%, trimming those, and then I added. So when I got the 0 DTE calls, I bought time as well. So once the zeros took off, because the zeros are obviously going to move a little faster. Once the zeros moved and they took off, I took the 0 DTE profit as like my buffer, right? So let's say, for example, I bought whatever amount of 0 DTEs and then whatever amount of ones, and the 0 DTEs made me $500. Now I can just trim the 1 DTE position to where I can still have it to where I can still catch the move to the upside without having to worry about ever turning red. So if I made 500 on zeros and then whatever on my 1 DTEs, if I sell all my zeros, that's 500 secured right there. So once I trim on ones, now if I have a $500 position, that's literally a risk-free trade. I can let that go to zero. Obviously, I won't do it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you have that buffer. Your brain won't be like, oh, damn, I'm losing I just saw it go up to 60% and now it's back at 10. You know what I'm saying? Because zeros will move like that. Zeros will be one candle, you be at 60%. Next candle, you blink, you turn around, that shit at 5. You like, what the hell happened? So even yesterday, I said the same thing towards the end of the day, where I was like, hey, get out, trim. And then I sold exactly at 214. Right? So right here, literally, I sold at 214, top of this candle. Why? Because we already hit our targets, right? We already had aimed for the top wick. We were aiming for all of this. We still need to close above, break out, retest to continue higher, which is what we did overnight. But you don't want to, just be like, oh, well, we closed above, I'm gonna hold and just see. No, remember, you still want any level, whether it be calls or puts, right? If you're wanting to go short, you want to close below, attempt, and then continue to roll under that breakout, right? Or vice versa. If you break out, you want to see it hold and then break out over that breakout. So what do we get? We got the breakout, and then it just flushed, right? The next candle completely flushed. So I'm not going to sit and wait for the breakout. I'm not going to wait for the retest and do all that. If I'm already in the trade, if I already caught the move, I'm going to take it, right? And then that's why I said that's what buying time is for. This is why yesterday I was like, buy time. If you're in the chat, I'm all caps, buy time, because you get stuff like this, right? And especially with the way markets been moving lately, we can kind of see when they're going to give us some sort of manipulation. So yeah, that's why I was like, just buy time. And then once we got that gap close yesterday, we bought some more, because at this point, this was a 200% trade, well, 160%. I don't want to be a liar, but 160% trade. So I'm up 160%. Why am I going to sit here and be like, nah, I'm gonna just hold it some more. No, hell no. So yeah, I took it and then I just used some of that profit to buy some more, right? It's weird though because some of the ones that I bought, or the 2DTs that I bought, they didn't open up green, which is crazy because we opened up over 0.5% higher, which is weird. The ones that I bought, the 708s, those obviously open up in the money, so that's cool. But the other ones that I had, the 715s and shit, or the 718s, I'm like, what the hell? But it's all good because we still ended up banking today off the open, so I ain't mad at it. But look, you got the breakout, you got the retest. You don't want to jump this gun because anything can happen underneath here, right? They can chop us here, they can reject it here, they can stall you. This candle can flip red, right? You don't chase this green candle. You only wait till it closes above, right? Or not even close above. It just closes green, right? As long as you're still above support. And then you want to see continuation out of it, right? Because anything inside of here is just going to kill your contracts, data killer. So you don't want to chase this, right? Just because you start to see a green doesn't mean, oh, it's going to push up. You're going to get that, right? No, just wait for it. And then once you wait for it, once we do clear and close above, right, we still have this, 711.35 target level, right? So even then up here, because like I said, we're in overhead resistance. All this is overhead resistance. This is all selling pressure all up in here. So I'm not going to want to take any trades in here. I'm just going to want to trim my calls in here, right? Actually, let me move this over. I was gonna put Roland Zop BRB, but I was like, nah, I don't want them to try to ban me or no, you know what I'm saying? Maybe on some weird. I've been tried. Y'all funny. Oh yeah, see, look, see, that's why you don't chase the red. I mean, not red. You don't chase the green because just because it started to push, you can get something like this, right? You start to push and then you get this, or you start to push, then you get something like this. So if this does come back, I would be looking for it to fail 708 if it does, like I said, because this is still a breakout right here. So this could just be a higher time frame breakout retest and we consolidate here, maybe push up. Or like I said, if we lose this 708.75, I'm just gonna take my ones, right? I'm gonna take my runners, and just wait for the next play. But yeah, this whole channel right here is just super trappy, right? Because we're not going in an aggressive buy, right? We've already lost the aggressive buy. Now we're in that kind of, it's damn near sideways, to be honest. But once this starts to fail, it's gonna fall hard. If it's gonna fall, right? Because they just trapped all the bulls up here, 710, 7, all the late bulls, right? But we're not late bulls because we saw it was a bear trap down here. So we cool. Everybody else, trash. All right, let's see. Click out everything. Yeah, I think I might roll up a quick little, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so set alerts at high of day and set you an alert at 707.75, right? Anything in between there, leave that shit alone, man. All right, we got 5 minutes left to the close. If this bearish engulfs, I'm out. How much are these puts? 706 puts are only $40. So if these do go, we'll definitely come test down to 706. Yeah, 5 days right there. 706.90. I still prefer them to squeeze it. Look, and this is the example I used. Was this right here? Right here. Right? So we had our initial breakout. You had your attempt higher, right? Failure. Came all the way down, swept the low, took a little consolidation back at the overhead level, and then we continue to push up. So remember, this is a 5-minute time frame. So with this being a 5-minute time frame, you still got to take into account that if we see it on a bigger time frame, we're gonna have to wait for higher time frame candles, right? So if we see that same kind of bearish trap right here, right? Remember, breakout, retest, came down, swept the low, we squeezed, right? You still want to be more patient on a higher time frame. 3 minutes left. What did you say about SPY has to lose to go short? Really, so your first sign is here, right? You could start, let's say you started oh shit, hold on. Let's say you started these 706 puts, right? 0DT, 706 0DTs, right? You got 3 minutes left. If this closes underneath here, that's your first sign, right? You got overhead right here, or not under, but it has to close underneath this 708.70. If you start seeing push under 708.70, then that's going to be your kind of second sign. First sign is, like I said, we close back in this channel in general. So, right? So see, that was the first sign. First time we came out, retested it, bounced that candle, bounced again, but we eventually ended up closing because remember, there's no continuation. So even though we got bounces on this wick, right? Let's zoom in so you can see better. Even though you got a bounce right here, right? You got a bounce right here on this wick, and you got a bounce right here on this wick. All the people who thought like, oh, we just bounced, turn green, and try to chase it, right? No continuation. We did not close above. So when we got this breakout retest, we got the retest, but it never continued, right? And then we closed back under here. That was the first sign. Couldn't reclaim, and then you get a huge, absolute dumpster fire candle. So if they want to do it again, close under, attempt, dumpster fire candle, 706. So like I said, you could start a small starter position, right? You got 2 minutes left. If this fully bearish engulfs, yes, you can start a starter position. 706 0DTs, they're only $40, right? So that's what I'll play. If it does close under, and then the next, like I said, next 30 minutes, we start to try to attempt, and we can't, and we form a higher low, anything under high of day, right? You got to be careful because you don't want this right here. All right, higher low under the high of day cannot hold absolute sell-off. If you get a higher low under high of day, anything cannot hold absolute sell-off back to 706, right? Plus, that would be a nice daily candle as well. Where's our daily chart? Right here. All right, look at this. It's only one or two things that can happen, right? We're not holding above 710.15. So if this flips back red underneath, that's 708.75. That bitch coming down. He's not even that bad either. Yeah, this is, remember, zoom out on your higher time frame. All this up here, this red, that is that overhead daily resistance. But if it's daily resistance, you want to see something like this, low key, right? As soon as we get in, we gap down. As soon as we hit it, sell off. Tried to break in, sold off. But each time we test, remember, it gets weaker and weaker and weaker. So if we got some resistance and we fell the first time, fell the second time, and we just keep coming back to it, eventually it's going to break, right? You just don't know when that is, so you don't want to jump the gun because it can be overhead resistance for a while if they just want to keep pinning it, right? It's not for us to decide. We don't know. But move the cam to the top right so I could clip this. Hold on, let me see. I'm trying to see where my top right. Up here? Don't that look weird? Bro, where's the chat? There we go. Bro, it keeps, every time I try to put the chat on the side, it just keeps pushing it to the top. Can't even fucking see. Right here? You talking about movie camera right here? When I clip it, it'll look valid. Oh, okay, bet. All right, look, so you got the close underneath our overhead resistance. Remember, we got some overhead resistance right here. Hey, that bit solid, so y'all can see it. Overhead resistance. Yeah. So again, I'm already trimming them longs because I'm, like I said, we bought calls down here. We bought more calls down here. Trim. You don't want to see it go green and red, right? You never want to go green and red. But because we've been trimming, we can go green and red. Not possible. But 706 is going to look good as hell. The 760 duties. Yeah. We're almost there. Yeah, look, so that's what we're looking for. We'll finally break down out of this. We'll hold back under here. And then we're going to target 706. Yeah. Still waiting though, because remember I said we're still holding this right here. You still kind of want to be careful as long as we're holding, right, the breakout. Because you could be forming a giant, you could be forming a giant cup and handle, right? And let's say this is just building liquidity, just the same way how this built liquidity, right? It's like a slow move up. It's like, all right, break up, build liquidity, break up, build liquidity, break up. So we don't know if this is building liquidity for another breakup yet. So again, you don't want to jump the gun. It looks good, but right, you just have them loaded, right? So you just have you can have them loaded, have them up, or even start a starter position. So you could buy like whatever your size is, right? If you normally buy 5 contracts full size, maybe try one at first just to see how it moves, how's it looking. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, you can add into your winners. You don't want to be in the opposite position where you go full size instantly, right? And then shit squeezes you out. So you always want to give a starter position, or even if you plan SPX, you know, starter position, maybe one contract, you know, wait for that close, confirm, boom, we start to lose the channel bottom, right? We start to lose it, confirmed again, can't reclaim all that space to the downside. That's 10%. Damn, how this bitch always finna die? I swear. Yeah, they just teetering right now. We got 26 minutes left on this candle. What the hell? Can y'all see? Is my screen froze? Is it froze?
708.
Hold on. Hold on. I don't know what happened. I broke it. No! Hold on, let me see something. Oh, hell no. What the hell did I just do? Oh, shit. What the heck? Hold on, my fault. I don't know what just happened. What the hell? Oh, hell no. Can't see the different screen. Y'all see that, right? Window projected source. What the hell? Oh, hold on. I don't even know what this is. Now it's gonna freeze my shit. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna have to stop the stream real quick and I'm gonna come right back. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Is it working now? We back. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that was about. Yeah, what the hell? Oh, man. All right, let me know if we back. Make sure it's good. All right, it looks good on my end. I don't know what that was about. OBS, y'all gotta lock in, bruh. Y'all messing up the stream, man. Lame ass. Uh-oh, look, so it's already starting to get a little dip back under. All right, so 706. How much those 706 are? Yeah, this might be a nasty dump. Stop calling me. All right, let's see. 706 0 DTEs are 0.4. All right, we got 20 minutes left in this candle. Let's break it down to the 15 real quick. Oof. Yeah, we need that continuation close. So not yet, but have them loaded, right? Have them loaded. Have them loaded. Yeah, because if they don't, yeah, see, look, so I said don't take it yet, but you can have them loaded. Because if they do close us below here, we can take it. It'll come all the way down here. But if they want to, come on, they're gonna trap. Ooh wee ski. Yeah, see, they tricking and trapping. So I said you always gotta wait for that candle close, right? Wait for that candle close. You won't get caught off guard. My boy loose. Oh, if this is that, this right here, then the 1 DTEs are still gonna print, right? So this is why we're in no rush to get anything, because we're still holding those 1 DTE calls. So as I said, if we break down, I'll close them. It is what it is. We'll catch some puts. We'll take that profit. But if they want to fuck around, shit, we won't do nothing. Won't do nothing. We got the close above. Remember, this candle happened right here too, right? So you got a wick, you got a wick, you got a wick. But remember, you only care about follow through. Follow through, we take. I'd say if you didn't catch anything today, I'd definitely say 1 DTEs, right? If we do finally get that close, new high day squeeze, I'd say those. But if we don't, if you didn't take anything today, or no, my fault, scratch that. If you did take something today, if you got the calls, we already banked, you can try small position of the 0 DTEs, you know what I'm saying? Because you already got that buffer, so it won't affect you mentally. But if you haven't caught anything today, I would suggest starting with 0 DTEs. Because let's say it comes, you take forever, we slow grind up, your brain's just gonna be, it's gonna be a mental thing. So 1 DT is always gonna be better. But because I'm already, we already caught a mean little play on the calls, I'm probably try some 0 DT 712s, I ain't gonna lie. But remember, we still need closes. We need closes. No closes, no trade. No close, no trade. That simple. And if we don't get it, you just don't get it, right? What happened? What day was that? Where I was on here, right? Monday. This is the day I was like, hey, if you caught the move, you caught this bounce, there's no need for you to try to be in any other trade, right? So we caught a move, and then no continuation of the downside, and then chop for the rest of the day, right? So in that situation, once you identify chop, you just walk away, right? You set an alert, go roll up some za, you know what I'm saying? Eat some food. So what we're gonna do, set alert here, and then what we do again? Set alert down here. All right, and if nothing happens in between here and here, there's just no trade, right? No trade, because you get days where you get people stuck and they get screwed over like this, and then like this on Friday, right? You got people who are just, their brains are like, I need a trade. Okay, but give me a trade, bro. I need a trade. No, you don't need a trade. The market will give you a trade. I can't give you a trade, right? I'm just telling you what the market's telling me. So if the market's not telling us nothing, or they want to build liquidity, because remember, in order to go up, you have to build liquidity somewhere, right? And same thing, in order to go down, you got to build liquidity somewhere. It's not always just going to be a straight down or straight up, right? You still got to build liquidity. So, and if that liquidity is this right here, then it's just going to build a little channel. Boom, break the algo, target the highs, right? One cup complete, and then it'll just complete the other cup, right? But it's not always just going to be one move, because even here, let's say, what time is this? Oh, this is pre-market. Let me see. Yeah, even here, right? So when we built that liquidity to go lower, never did. It just continued to chop, never broke down, no confirmation, and gapped up, right? And then same thing here. People who took those puts, there wasn't really any confirmation, right? You had a trap here, and it was still inside this channel, right? We're still at the bottom. So I'm not buying shorts into the bottom, right? $18 minutes left. See what we got on YouTube, man. This is what I do all day. Well, not all day, but when I'm waiting for a specific trade, I'd be like, see what we got going on. Pull up some ESPN, man. Talk about KD trash ass, man. Boy, irritated me. Bro, you know how much trash I talked to all my Laker fan friends and shit like that? I talk so much shit. I'm like, Lakers? What? Y'all crazy. Lakers? Nah, no way. Never could be. And then they just showed me 2 days in a row. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like that at all.
This man's wife is leaving him.
Oh my God. Great way to start a YouTube video. This man's wife is leaving him. SPX is gonna dip. We don't know. There's nothing happening. Right? We can't jump the gun. There's nothing happening. There's literally nothing happening on spot. Let's check some other tickers. Let's check VIX. VIX. I ain't really doing shit either. Uh-oh. Yeah, VIX can go one of two ways though. 5-day, 200. And it's curling up. So if they do send it, then SPY is gonna come down. 2 minutes left in this 15. I gotta start leaving my balcony open. I be watching, bro, getting picks, getting parlays. Oh, we got Orlando, Detroit, and then okay, yeah. Phoenix, OKC. That one, man, it's not even fair. That's not even a fair one. But yeah, we break above this. Next target is gonna be a new all-time high. Ooh. That's all I want. That's all I want. Yeah, I'm hoping this is just a nice little flag. But the only thing I don't like is this. I don't like how slow this is. I want to see it take off in the extreme buying, right? Extreme buying, I'll go. So, still holding those ones. Ain't cut them yet, all right? It got close, and then they said, nah, psych. GS for my gun squad. Can you smoke Zon on YouTube? Can you smoke on YouTube? I don't even know. Yeah, hold on, let me leave OBS alone. This shit, but I don't know what the hell they got going on. We in Miami turning up another night. Why don't you stream on Kick, bro? Shit, I don't know. I have a Twitch account. You can curse and smoke. What? See, that's what I need, bro. You know how much fun that'll be? We come in here, blow a little Zod, catch a little trade. Yeah, cause this with YouTube, and I don't be knowing. Like I'll be like, oof. I don't want to get in trouble. Trying to learn your system, bro. You're just having difficulty understanding what's happening in those pivotal moments. Like trying to move to lower time frame and watch volume. Okay, so all right, while we're waiting for it, it's not doing anything. So, yeah, nothing's really happening right now. So there's not really much to learn right here. But the main things is basically just once you identify your levels. Once you identify your levels, all you're doing is basically just waiting. It's just waiting for reaction at said level, right? So where's the chart? I made a chart where see VIX starting to pop. Not good. Trim some more of those calls. That means something might be coming. Hold on, I'm trying to. I made a little chart for y'all. I just don't know where the hell I put it at. Was it this one? It might have been this one. But so basically all you're doing is zooming out to zooming in, right? You're zooming out. Overall, getting your overall levels, daily levels, blah, 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 blah. Zoom in, you get you some macro levels, you mark them, and all you do is play the reaction to those levels, right? That's all you're doing. That's literally it. So when you see, let's say, here, just literally go back in time, right? You see the level, you get a, let's say, Really? Well, it's been a little difficult lately, only because it's just been going straight up. I'm trying to find like some congestion where okay, yeah, just in here, right? Just see in here, right? So all you're doing is you got your levels, right? You have your level here at 7 or 675 or whatever. Level here 663, level down here 655, whatever. So all you're doing is paying the reaction to the levels. If you start to see a breakout retest, right? You go long. If you see a rejection, right, and continues lower, you just literally you're paying it level to level. Break down, retest, go down to your level. It bounced, you went back up to this level, right? So you're just playing in between level to level to level. And the thing is, when it's moving pretty fast, kind of like this extreme moves up, it's a little harder, obviously. So this has been, I'm not gonna say this was the absolute just easiest thing to grab because obviously, I've been taking profit here. Like I've missed, obviously just buying and holding all the way up here. It's not as simple as it sounds because you do get those days where you might get a retest that goes a little lower. Where I'm just all right, cool, I'm gonna cut, right? Even when we got the move, I didn't want to wait to see if it was gonna give it all back, right? So it's just about managing your positions once you see whatever trade you're in, right? So you got the break out of this level, you got retest, a higher floor, right? Broke out, continuation, right? Consolidation in here, left it alone, break out again, right? You're just literally just playing reactions to the levels. So it's not necessarily like a system, like, what I'm saying, like a this system is just 100%. Like, no, it's literally you're adapting every single day, right? You're playing like water. You're going with the flow, right? You break down, you retest, you reject, you play some shorts, all right? You break out or you double bottom or you hit a nice buy level, you hit your support, you go long, you know what I'm saying? Until it doesn't work no more. So it's I guess the main thing that is kind of hard to teach is just the mental part because I can't do that for you. You know what I'm saying? I can't teach you the mentality behind it because that's, as we know, that's the majority of the battle. You know what I'm saying? Like even down here, right, where we got the or what day was it? Was it this one? Was this Friday? Yeah, Friday. So Friday, right? We had already established, mind you, we're pushing into all-time highs, but obviously, like I said, you don't want to buy the breakout, you want to buy the retest. So once we got the huge breakout, market open, everybody was like, oh, it's dumping, right? It's gonna dump. But you still got to be patient and remember, you have levels to watch out for, right? The only way you could have went short is if it broke down underneath these levels and came back down right over here. So you're always gonna just look left. But in this time, everybody just, people just freak out mentally. Like I can tell you a million times, do not short at support. Do not short at support. Do not short at support. But you know what I'm saying? I can't make you, have that feeling in your chest like, oh yeah, we're so confident in this. Like that's up to you, right? And that's why even when I call plays, when I'm like, oh, grab this, people they'll wait until it's already up here to be like, oh, is it too late for calls? You know what I'm saying? Like I can give you the play, but I still can't make you have that conviction, you know what I'm saying, or that mindset to tell you to wait. I can just tell you every day, be patient, do not chase candles. You wait for a breakout retest or breakdown retest. You don't like I can tell you this every single day, but you're gonna have to bump your head a few times and you're gonna have to build that confidence up for yourself. So whatever when people say what's your system, it's not, I'm playing the most basic thing you can play. I'm playing support resistance, right? You got support, right? You got some resistance, right? You got, I'm just playing it level to level, right? So all I'm doing is just because I've done it for so long, my brain is kind of like, all right, cool. I've seen this before, and like I said, the worst thing that can happen is that the trade just don't work, right? And if it don't work, it just don't work, right? There's always gonna be another trade. I'm never gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna go extremely heavy size in this one right here. Like, no, I'm pretty much gonna have the same size no matter what trades I'm taking, right? I'm gonna take the same size. So that way, even if I'm right, let's say my win rate is 50%, right? Even if I'm only right 50% of the time, as long as I keep the same size and I, stick to my rules, cool. If I win 50% of the time and I take my losses as soon as I realize I'm wrong, you're still gonna be profitable, right? So even people who care about like, oh, win rate, this and this, because think about it, you can have a 99% win rate. You can win 99 out of 100 trades, and then that 100 trade, mentally, you can't accept the loss and you let it go down to zero and you blow your whole account, right? Like that can happen. You can have 9 straight wins, and then on the 10th, and we see it happen all the time on Fridays. People would win Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday comes and they lose everything they just made on the whole week, right? So win rate don't matter, none of that matter. It's your mentality when you're taking these trades. Your sizing. Are you sizing correctly, right? You're not oversizing. Are you doing stuff that you normally wouldn't do? Are you not taking profit at levels you should? You know what I'm saying? So it's just about you just got to put it all together. So, you got the patience. There's too much. I look at perfect entry, but I'm also starting with low account. See, and that's fine. And that's fine. Like if you can only do one trade at a time, do one trade at a time. Like even here. So you got the wick. So let's say you want to take this retest, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna take this retest. I can only afford one contract. Once we hit this high of day, if that's all you got, you gotta take it. You feel what I'm saying? Like you just got to. And then eventually, the next day, let's say you catch another little small trade, right? You start to get bigger. Okay, now your port's getting a little bigger. Now you're getting a little bigger. And then eventually, a month down the line, okay, now I can afford 2 contracts, right? And then you just slowly build your account. Because it's not even about how much money you have, because if you can't manage a $100 portfolio, you definitely can't manage a $1,000 portfolio, right? If you can't control your emotions with $100, put $2,000 on this trade, right? If you bought $2,000 worth of calls right here, are you really gonna sit through all this? Like, do you know what I'm saying? So if you don't know yourself completely, or you don't, you haven't taken that time to really grind it out, then, the amount of money won't really matter either. Big account, small account, right? As long as you're correct, as long as you are correct in your analysis and on your trades, you're taking profit, you're trimming, you'll be straight, right? There's people who, you know what I'm saying? When I trimmed calls, maybe they got puts, right? Maybe they wanted to take that little scalp to the downside, and it worked, right? From 710 back to 709. Okay, cool. If you want to take a little dollar scalp, if that's your system, that works, right? So it's not even about like, oh, this system works more than this one. I can't tell you that whoever took puts when I got out of calls didn't catch a nice little 20-30%. If that's all they're looking for, shit, that's all you're looking for, right? So, and in this case, what we're looking for today is just a breakout, retest, continuation of highs, come take out 711, possibly all-time highs, right? So if that's what I'm looking for, I've already got my rules set up in my head. If we get the breakout retest here, I'll try or we get the breakout retest continuation, I'll try 712 zeros. I'm already in the 1DTE calls, right? So I'm already, in my head, I've already come up with if this goes correctly, this is what I'm gonna happen. And I've already came up with if this doesn't go, right? If this goes completely wrong, I know what I'm gonna do. So because I have those already preset in my head, nothing else really matters, right? You just stick to the plan. When you keep it simple. So if you like using what's that one thing? Like the flow or like GEX levels and all that stuff, like whatever I'm saying, whatever you teach yourself on, that's gonna work for you. You feel what I'm saying? Like I can only just tell y'all what works for me and the stuff that I like trading, right? The way I like trading. And that's not to say it's better or worse than anybody else's, right? But there are things that the ground rules you still gotta have the same. So your ground rules as far as your sizing, you know what I'm saying, your patience, those are things that no matter what you like trading, you're still gonna have to exercise, right? A strong mentality, you're gonna have to be patient. You're gonna have to make sure you take profit. You're gonna have to trim. You're gonna have to get out of trades if they go wrong, right? So there's certain things that are set in stone. But as far as how you get there, yeah. If every time I get out of longs you wanna go short, if every time I get out of shorts you wanna go long, if that works for you, shit. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing, son. Right, at least starting off, I want to be close to the money for 0DTE and 1DTE, take my 23% and be done. Exactly, and I will say too, avoid zeros, as much as you can. Like I said, I've been doing this for a while, so I know exactly when I'm in and out my zeros. Like I said, even yesterday, right, when I got back home, when I got off the plane and stuff like that, I saw, right, let me pull it up, 5-day. I saw us bouncing off. Well, yesterday it was up here. So once the 5-day was up here, like 705 something, 705, I think it was like right over here. So once I started to see that we were holding above the 5, right, we swept below, got back above, retested the 5. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go long 0DTEs because I know my plan. I know where I'm gonna be out at, and then I'm also gonna grab ones. So when I got in my zeros, I got ones, but I was already out, right? And I left the runner for 160%, whatever, and then I got out at the top. But like I said, that's because I've practiced it. I've done this a long time. I kind of know what I'm looking for. I know when I'm looking to get out. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little easier after you've done it a while. But
to start, I wouldn't necessarily say start with zeros. If I would have never started with 0 DTs, I probably would have got profitable a lot sooner. But yeah, it took me some time, man. Like, cause every time I would play zeros, I'd have a really good day, and then let's say I play zeros again today. Like I'm spamming zeros. Like, oh, I'm about to spam, and then you get stuck in a range, right? And now you're just burning contracts. And then I always had this, let me average down mentality. And I would just kept buying more, averaging down, thinking, okay, if I can just get one move, right? But that's just not how it works, right? You don't want to just be averaging down, especially if you ain't doing nothing, right? We're going sideways, right? You can average into plays, you can add to your winners, right? Let's say if I want to go long and I bought ones down here, I could buy more on the retest, right? And if it wants to continue, I can buy more. I can add into my winners so I can maximize my profit. And then, like I said, you're just moving your stops up, or put a trailing stop loss, right? Trailing stop loss is going to be super smooth. You ain't even got to do nothing. You set it, whatever you want. So if I go 50% in the profit, I'll probably set it maybe 20%. So that way I can just keep moving up. And if it falls below, it'll stop me, right? Trailing stop loss follows you. So if I give it a 20% gap, it'll just follow me 20%. So anything happens, 20%, cool. Anything, as soon as it cracks, instant sell, right? I don't got to think about it. I don't got to do nothing. So I always like to buy into my winners. So I added into the 1DTs when we got the bounce. I got the zeros, and then I added to the ones. And then I sold the zeros, sold some ones, and now my ones are damn near free, right? So if we do continue to bottom out here, and like I said, this could just be building liquidity for a giant cup and handle, you know what I'm saying? Because we build liquidity here, right? So if that's what it is, like I said, we don't know until you get confirmation back up. That's when you know for sure, all right, cool. But while it's inside, it can just go like this, right? It can just go straight down. But the way you protect yourself is by trimming, kind of staying away from zeros as much as you can, right? Especially if you're still beginning and you still kind of have that, your head's kind of all over the place. Like, oh, okay, what about this? So yeah, it's you gotta put it all together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, same rules apply. All right, be patient, set your alerts. Only reason I'm even really looking at this is, like I said, helping y'all while we ain't doing nothing, going over some stuff with y'all, But normally in these kind of situations, hell no, I ain't doing nothing. All right, ain't doing nothing. Set a trail stop, or don't. Right. Sometimes if I'm feeling frisky, I won't even set a stop. I'll just set an alert at a level, right, and I'll just wait for that level to alert me and or close below it. If I'm long. So if I'm long, especially if we got in yesterday, we saw the bear trap. We literally saw the bear trap. I went over in YouTube. In the YouTube video, I said, this is a bear trap, right? This is a bear trap. So once you notice it, once I've seen it happen over and over, I'm gonna take it, right? And it's like I said, this is trading. We're just taking high probability setups. Nothing is ever gonna be 100%, right? So if it doesn't play out, you can't take it. You know what I'm saying? You can't take it too personal. You can't be like, now I gotta find a new strategy, right? Now I gotta everything I was learning. It didn't work out one time. Now I gotta pivot. Oh, look, what's your strategy over here? This guy, I saw him make money. What's your strategy? And then you see this guy make money. Oh, what's your strategy? You and then your head's so full of strategies, you're all over the place, right? So you stick with one, you perfect one, and then you just leave it alone. So for me, I perfected the channels, the algorithms, and the support resistance, breakout retest. I've mastered it. So at this point, I don't have to guess. I don't have to, what's the breakout level? 710. So breakout level is high of day, right? 1770. You break above that. Remember, you want to see it close. So at least 15 minutes. My fault. Yeah, you want to see at least 15-minute close. So this next candle, this next 15-30-minute candle, you want to see it push, right? And you see how we're patient. We're patient. We got that consolidation above, breakout, retest. We're pushing above. We get that close above. Remember, like I said, I'm gonna leave these ones because we grabbed 715 1DTs down here, and then I already closed my 708s, but I didn't want to be greedy, especially because they went in the money. So I'm like, no way. But 715s I'm gonna hold. So break above 710.70. Really, just say 710.75. So 710.75. You want to see that, but remember you have that overhead resistance at 711. So really, yesterday's high day. So this is when we zoom out, go back, look at the daily.
right? So it looks good, but you remember, we need to push through all of this. That's why I made it so solid, so you can really focus. We still gotta push through all of that. So we're above Friday's close, we're above Monday's close, and we're above, well, we're fighting yesterday's open, right? So all of these levels rejected the first time, second time, third time. So is fourth time gonna be the charm? We don't know. But we have high probability setups. So for us, our high probability setup was what? Once we tested the 5-day, right? And remember, I've gone over this in the YouTube videos. The 5 days is always going to be our daily average that, once we catch up to, or we're going to retest often, right? We're going to retest it often. And then see, look, even over here, it was going flat. We didn't really do nothing off the 5. But once we start to take off, you see how we just ride that 5. Every time we test it, we continue to go higher, right? We got a little test. This is the Trump, that's the tariff stuff. But yeah, you see, it's just our smallest moving average that we can kind of use every intraday, right? Intraday when we get close enough. So now that it finally caught up to us, this is where I'm like, okay, well, it's caught up to us, but is this gonna be a higher time frame, liquidity build? Is it gonna spend some days up here, right? Because it could. Or do we finally get that breakout today? And if we get the breakout today on the daily candle, tomorrow we should get a retest, right? That's if we break out today. If not, then this is just gonna be building more liquidity, right? And this is why I said you don't want to chase up here, because we're in all this overhead resistance. So patience is definitely key. Like now, when we were heading up here, it was a lot easier because we already had this upper target, right? We already had this, so it was easier to go heavy size, this and this. But once we've hit support or resistance, that's when your patience comes in handy. Once you're at a level, that's when you want to start to scale out by time. Like you got to be careful because we're at an important level on the daily chart, right? So even when we get levels on our 5 minutes or something, like even when we hit levels, like even down here, you see how it took a while for us to decide whether we were gonna double bottom and continue or fail through. It took about from 10 to 12, so about 2 hours, right? So, and this is the 5 minute chart. So much less if you have this on a daily chart, it's not gonna happen in one candle. It's not gonna happen in one day. If it's a daily resistance level, it might take a few days for it to play out. So when you put it all together, you're like, we're at a daily level. It might take some time to play out. I've already caught a move. Am I gonna sit here and try to catch everything, or am I gonna probably zoom out, let the higher time frames close? Probably gonna zoom out, right? Probably gonna just zoom, chill, relax. So because we're in a daily resistance level, I'm gonna zoom out on the hour. And this is why I also bought time, because I'm like, am I gonna try to trade zeros at a daily level? Nah, because it can soak up sellers, buyers, both, right? You can see all these wicks? See all these wicks when we're up here at this level, wicked on this candle, wick. This all happened after hours, doesn't matter. Wick. Happened all after hours, doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you definitely gotta be a lot more patient. So zooming out is always gonna be your best friend. Even when we turn everything off, right? You got a gap from here to here, below us. You got all this resistance, 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 right? So that's why I drew it and made it so solid. We do not trade, inside of zones or levels that possibly could give us negative reactions. So even here, right? We got an hour pin bar, so that means this hourly might come all the way down, retest that 708 if we cannot close above. And we are at daily resistance. So this ain't 5 minute resistance. This ain't 1 minute candles, 5 minute candles. No. The only time I ever zoom in on ones is just to show you guys different algorithms, right? So let's say, for example, let's zoom in right now. Here's your algos right here. Bang. Man, screw the Lakers, bro. I hate the Lakers. Right? See how we're rejecting? We can't get back above. Right? You got your algorithms. You got your algos. So as long as it's hold, they can screw over bears, right? So if this continues to hold, they screw the bears, and it just slowly. Why does it always do that? Right? It's just, what the hell? Yeah, right. Let's say they want to screw the bears. It's just going to keep going up. But we start to break this, right? You got to be careful. Now we have
lower target down here, lower target down here. And like I said, this was an hourly pin bar candle. Not pin bar, hammer. My hourly hammer with the lower wick. So most times we will come down and test the lower wick. We're up at higher resistance, right? You put all this stuff together, and the only way to know for sure is patience. That's it. What are the chart settings that you can visually see SPY this way? What do you mean? What are the chart settings that you? What you mean chart settings? Chart settings as in what? Chart settings. Yeah, what you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Yeah, I wonder if they're just gonna hold it right here. If they hold this all day, that'll be even better. That'll be even better confirmation. But we still need to make sure we're holding that I'm trying to chart SPY, but it's different coming on my side. What do you mean? Yeah, there's no chart configurations. These are all lines that I've drawn myself. Everything you see on this chart, I've made myself. These no indicators. This is just things I've drawn. Support, resistance. That's it. That's all it is. Overhead resistance. All right. There's no chart settings. But as long as we hold this, you see that? As long as we hold this channel right here, time to trap some bears. You might not have after hours turned on. So. Oh, yeah. You talking about the other candles? Yeah, you might have to turn on. Go to your session extended hours. Turn on your extended hours. But yeah, we ain't doing Nathaniel. Yeah, so there's nothing really. If you feel like, oh, I'm not understanding, there's nothing going on right now. So you know what I'm saying. Don't take this as like I'm not seeing it. There's nothing going on right now. There's nothing to see right here right now. Right? I'm just going over stuff, giving y'all examples of how we trade this. And yeah, the more and more we hold though, the better this looks like a bear trap, right? You got your breakout, retest, trap below, right? Squeeze back above. Only thing I don't like is that we didn't get when we opened up, I kind of hoped we were gonna come down here first and test this and then roll up. But they opened it smack in the middle. So we opened it smack in the middle, you gotta leave that alone. Do you looking at other tickers? Yeah, hell yeah. Drop me something. Drop us something for sure. Projection. Watch that. Just close it low. It's gonna finally get that pullback. Yes, I'm doing shit. Let me check my Palm Pilot. Looks like I ain't doing shit. What the hell? See, NVIDIA kind of doing that same thing. It's at this overhead resistance level, right? Let me turn all this off real quick. Yeah, don't mind this. This is when I was also doing live trading. So all this stuff is just stuff I haven't cleaned up off my charts. Just clean it up real quick. Yeah, whenever I go live, sometimes I'll be forgetting to clean up after. They were triple teaming Kevin Durant. That's why he couldn't shoot. Yeah, cool. Clean it up. Yeah, I hate when candles just look all choppy like this. The video looked good though, I ain't gonna lie. Oh man,
Yeah, if NVIDIA can break over this high, yeah, you got a gap at 206.72, all-time high at 212. Bro, this is so crazy. My leasing manager, I was downstairs. He's like, oh, you trade, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, bro, like, what should I buy? Mine was weeks ago. I'm like, just buy leaps on the Mag 7. Like, just buy, maybe end of this year if you don't want to buy leaps. Just buy, like, end of this year, like, NVIDIA. What? What happened? You okay? Yeah, here. What's wrong with you? What happened? Oh, my baby. But yeah, so I told him, I was like, bro, buy some time, right, on these. Bro, up crazy. Literally up crazy. Bro, my leasing agent think I'm a genie now. Cat just 0 DTE and is mad. You got zeros, mama? No. Why'd you play zeros? I just told you don't play it. You play zeros again? Huh? Oh, she mad. She plays some zeros. But yeah, no, I like this. 1, 2, 3, and if this closes over 4-day consolidation over, you know what I'm saying, your previous overhead resistance. Yeah, I like this. Look, so you got overhead resistance daily. Stayed this all over here was absolutely terrible. I played this, right? This is when I got into NVIDIA here. Off the channel. We had that crazy breakout. And then, yeah, that was it for me. I left it alone, bro, because it just was going sideways. And I hate, like I said, anything in the middle, not a fan. This is why I don't trade Tesla, because Tesla's even worse. Yeah, look at that. Look, see, look, last thing I drew on Tesla was this chop bullshit. This is the only time I really was cool with it, right here. So I caught this initial breakout here, right? I caught this because we had that rising channel bottom, little wedge, whatever. Right? We had this right here. Right? We had this, so I played Tesla in here. It took a while though, because I think I bought in originally over here. And I had time, of course, but I had to sit through some drawback, man. I had to sit, wait, and then finally, that day when it broke, I trimmed most. The next day it went and I trimmed, I think it was like 3. Yeah, I remember trimming at 380, and then that motherfucker went to, yeah, sick. SPY going down. All right, yeah, see, finally. Didn't go higher. Look, now you got this right here. So now let's see how much these 706 puts are. Hold on, mama. What's that? 706 puts are $30. Dirt cheap. Yep. Let's see those. See how they look. But, oh yeah, we got 15 minutes left in the close. I use the bathroom. I need to try me. I'ma kill this on my family. And I ain't playing with nobody. And I'ma catch your body. You ain't some JRDT puts, mama? No. You were in calls. I thought I said don't chase the breakout. Ooh, she mad. You mad because you got calls and we just got puts? Oh, it's okay, baby. All right, so now, what do you want to see now? You want to see it not reclaim this, not reclaim it. Because you can still think right back up, right? And because look, we're still in this channel. So we haven't necessarily broken it. We're at the bottom. So got them loaded up just in case it does want to go. But we're at the very bottom. And you know the bottom is where the traps happen, right? Bottom is where the traps happen. Bottom where the traps happen. Bottom's where the trap happen. Bottom where the trap happens. So remember, bottom's where the trap happens. You don't want to chase the move. You want continuation. Continuation through, like I said, we already got our shit right there. So 7 alert at where's that bounce at? Is it right here? Yeah. Oh yeah. Here we go. 7, yeah. Oh yeah. It's still the same levels. 708.75. Yeah, it's still the same thing. So yeah. Don't chase that. But how long we got left? Oh, we still got 15 minutes left in the hour. Oh yeah, you good. What you want to take, Mama? You want 0DT puts or calls? Tell them. Say puts or calls. Calls? Y'all heard her. You said calls, Mama? Calls? Yeah. Okay. You sure you don't want no puts? No. She said, yeah, we might have to fade her. Yeah, I think she in some puts. You want some puts right now? No, don't get mad at me. Bad. Yeah. Might be time for us to take a little side break. So you can 706 call puts. Getting the 706 call puts. No. We still got 12 minutes. We got 12 minutes. Remember what I said. Look. Remember, when in doubt, when you're in levels of confluence, always zoom out. Right? So we have two major things going for us. One, we have giant cup has closed. What happens when we get a cup? You need a handle. You know what I'm saying? You need a handle. So how do handles look? They can be aggressive, like this. Cut all this out. You can get. Why does he always do that shit? Maybe like 30 minutes. All right. You got a cup, so you can get an aggressive handle, right? You can get a moderate handle, but either way, you need to build liquidity. So that's why I said you don't chase breakouts, and not to mention we're in overhead resistance. You're gonna see a pullback first. It's just how it works. You're gonna see that. So if you get the pullback, if this holds, look, we got 10 minutes left. So if this holds, it's probably gonna break out. But remember, that's why I said you gotta be patient, because we're zooming out, right? We're in a higher time frame setup. So therefore, we have to wait for higher time frame candles to close. That's what I'm saying. You can't just look at 1 minute and be like, oh, it's going down, it's going down. No, remember, that's why we zoomed out, because we had this is a higher time frame play, higher time frame breakout, higher time frame retest, higher time frame trap. So what do we need? Higher time frame continuation and, you know what I'm saying, confluence, stuff like that. So yeah. But let's go back to looking at other tickers. Man, y'all jinxed me. I thought y'all said this bit was dumping. I said, oh, where? What are we looking at? Oh yeah, Tesla. Yeah, absolutely ass. But now that Tesla's finally broken this little down channel. Ooh, see, you got a little algo, selling algo. Finally broke. All right, I'll get rid of all this. Let's look at Tesla. I know y'all love Tesla. I hate Tesla. I really only trade Tesla on Fridays. I don't give a fuck. I miss that bitch. I don't give no fucks. Let me see. We got a falling wedge into support on Tesla. Don't we have earnings tomorrow? Is Tesla earnings tomorrow? Is that, y'all know? Is Tesla earnings tomorrow? Am I tripping? But yeah, you see how in order to go higher, right? You had the cup close, and you had to build some liquidity, right? It's not necessarily dumping, you just building liquidity. So that's the same thing when I was talking about on SPY. Like, it's not necessarily dumping just yet, right? If it's gonna dump, it's gonna dump. Trust me, we will see it dump. If it's gonna dump, it's gonna dump, right? Even here, see? If it's gonna dump, it's gonna reject here. We're probably gonna follow that same line, come down, and if we stay in here, it can stay like this, or we get aggressive selling, then you'll see it come down for real, right? But either way it goes, you gotta be patient to see it. You can't. There's no way to know. So what do? We have our alert set at high of day in 708.75. All right. So nothing's happening. Like I said, nothing's happening. Don't take no trades. There's nothing going on. Tesla. What else y'all want to look at? Oh no, I kind of like Tesla. Hold on, let me see something. I had to take that. It might be smoke break time. Gotta put on my magical ring. Got a little spaghetti in it, man. Yeah. I need to take it to jewelry to get one of the stones replaced. Really 2, I think. One on this side and then 2 on this one. I didn't have this ring for so long. Years and years and years and years and years. Who Tesla is range today? For sure. For sure. Yeah, see? Remember I said we do it zones? Nothing. You don't do nothing at zones because you don't know which way it's going to go. So, as long as we're in the zone, no trade. Break down, take the short. Break out, take the long. So we're either going high of day or pre-market low, right? In between. Anything else, we don't care. We literally do not care. None of this matters, right? None of it, we do not care. Because they can do a big green candle, right? They can do a big green, they can do a big red, they can do a big green. It's not going nowhere. It doesn't matter. We don't care. Nothing cares. We don't care. So what do? We set alerts at the low of it and the high of it, right? That's all we care about. We're watching for the reaction to this level. If there is no reaction and it takes more time to digest, cool, who cares? Not for us. All right, drop me some other tickers. What you want to look at? Before I get to rolling. By that time, man. I'm gonna have to do I have to turn my camera off? Hold on, let me check. Let me see if I can smoke in the chat. Ask ChatGPT. Can I? It says short answer yes, but it depends on what you're smoking. How they gonna know if I'm smoking a cigarette or if I'm smoking Zod wrapped inside a cigarette? You know what I'm saying? They be having the weirdest rules, bro. And even nowadays, YouTubers be so soft. Like, you go watch any YouTube video, like, I can't say this word, or can't say this word. Like, bruh, oh my God, it's soft as hell. I seen somebody, a YouTube channel, bleep out the word Iran. I said, gang, what the hell? You can't say countries now? He said, I'm like, bro, the hell? They're not gonna ban you for saying the word Iran, gang. Like, what the hell? Especially if you just reporting news. It's not like bro was talking crazy or nothing. He's just reporting the news, bro. What the hell? I'm like, oh my God. It's so soft. I hate it. Goldman Sachs. What's the ticker for Goldman Sachs? All right, we got 5 minutes left. We're still holding that 709, which is time out. GS and GS for my gun squad. All right, let's see. Hold on, real quick. Let me have a 712. Where's 712 at? All right, 1 second. I had to go look at the price of the 711 and the 712 zero DTs. I had to go see how much they cost. All right, GS for my gun squad. All right, GS. I think everything's kind of had this slow ass grind up today, which could just be building liquidity for this huge dump. Take that. Breakdown. Yeah. Looks like this might want that 5 as well if it closes red. Close red. That's your first sign. Failure to reclaim. Second sign. Third sign. Continue below the low. Or if you don't get the retest, and it just flushes straight through its pure target, right? If not, remember, watch this, watch that bottom, because bottoms are where traps are put in, or short traps, and tops are where long traps are put in, right? So you gotta rewire your brain, right? If we're at the bottom of a channel or a zone or something, right, it's more likely gonna set a trap at the bottom versus the actual, getting the actual move, because that's what everybody's looking for, right? Everybody's like, oh, we're at the bottom, it's gotta go lower. But that's why I said, that's why I said too, is I can't teach y'all the mentality behind it, because let's say I'll call out a play, and I'll be like, grab calls, everybody grab calls. If we're at the absolute bottom of the range, most people in their brain, they're like, the hell is he talking about? Do you see how low we are? But you gotta turn that off, right? You gotta turn that part of your brain off and just focus on what it's showing you. So if we're at support, what happens at support? Majority of times we bounce. Unless, like I said, you have your stops, right? Your stops is a close below, retest, continue. That's your stop. Your reward is whatever your upside risk or upside reward is, right? So, and that's why you buy time. So if we're at support, 10 out of 10 times, I'm gonna try to attempt it long, right? I'm not really gonna short into support. That don't make no sense, right? Or if we're at overhead resistance, right? You're not gonna try to go long into overhead resistance. No, you're gonna wait for a reaction, wait for it to, maybe it chops a few bits. Well, you wait till it breaks out and then you turn it into the new floor. You only go long at floors, right? You only go long at floors, and again, you go short at resistances that are confirmed. So, confirmed floors, long, confirmed tops, bottom, right? But people, it's just, I don't know. I think it's just our brain. I think it's just FOMO in our heads. Like, I don't know. Because even when I call out longs and stuff like that, like yesterday, after I post 165%, motherfuckers like, what was it? Is it too late? Like, yeah, it's too late. What the hell? Like, I'm literally about to get out, and you're like, is it too late? Of course, it's too late. Oh yeah, I did. Damn. See, Tesla just went green to red. I mean, my fault. Red to green. And should we have got a little testy? Yeah, see, still not doing nothing. Flat. 1 minute left to this candle close. Doji candle can go either way. Either way. So what do we do? Remember yesterday? Was it yesterday? No, I didn't go live yesterday. It was maybe Monday or last week. It's all the same to me. But whenever I see a doji on like a higher time frame, I don't mess with it at all, because it's too much to sit and wait through. I'd rather just be done for the day, right? Just be like, I'm done, don't care no more. Yeah, see, because this thing is just the slowest breakout retest. And why is it taking so long? Because, what did I say? We are at a daily confluence level. So nothing is going to happen quickly here, right? It's going to take some time. See how many times we stayed in the same spot for 3 days before we actually got the breakdown, right? We spent all day up here trying to hold, and the next day it took off. Next day it dumped, right? Even up here, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 good days trying to break out of the zone and then sold off. This one was a little easier. You had a one topping candle and it just gapped down and went. But every other time, right, it takes time. You're at daily levels. If you missed all this, don't be trying to aggressively play it now. You just missed it, right? It's cool, right? Yeah, it's a slow ass breakout retest. Every time I get ready, about to go roll up, everybody like, oh, it's about to move. But yeah, GS, you gotta be careful. So watch that bottom, because if they trick you, then all this is liquidity building, and you just bought the bottom. Surprise, Sade, inverse head and shoulders on your ass. So be patient, right? The market will tell you. The candles will tell you. The candle close will tell you. Everybody be trying to buy while the candle's still open. Yeah, I don't know. And this is why we just set alerts. Set alerts, scroll through some Twitter. Getting old. Yeah, nah. YouTube said I can't roll up on, I can't smoke on cam. They didn't say nothing about rolling up though. I already got it all chopped up and everything. I already got it broken down. My basketball. I might go hoop, low key. Yeah, I might just go hoop. Call it. Already made us some money on for the day. for ERP. ERP? What the hell is it? ERP? That's a ticker? ERP. 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 Is that up? Yeah. Yeah. So I hope by being on this live, I've kept y'all from burning your buying power, right? Because there hasn't been any confirmation on either side. That's why we're not calling. That's why there's no play, right? We know what we will get in, right? We know we will take some 706 DTs if this breaks, right? And we know we will take some more calls if this breaks. But remember, we don't diddle in the middle. No diddy in the middle. Waste of time, waste of money, right? You rather sit and hold all your buying power and then, because mind you, all this is killing all the contracts. All zeros are absolutely burnt, right? They're burnt. So, why trade it? For what? There's today, there's tomorrow, there's the next day, there's the day after that, there's the day after that, there's the day after that, there's a week after that, there's a month after that. You're right. You want to live to trade another day, right? That's all you doing. Live, trade another day. That's so crazy that we did call this bear trap out yesterday. That shit was. I was high too. I said, I hit this out. I had 12. I said, hold on. I said, I'm gonna tap into the higher consciousness. I said, oh shit. I said, it's a bear trap. I go in the Discord. I'm like, spam calls. And bitch start pushing. Like, spam them. That shit's crazy. And as soon as we hit our target, I'm like, all right, be careful. That shit was funny. I think I posted it yesterday, and I was like, if y'all don't buy these calls right now, I quit. Yeah. This is the slowest handle, though. I'm not mad at it, though. I appreciate patience. Because the longer it takes, it's kind of letting you know, hey, this is a confirmed level, right? If it happens quick, you're like, you got to be super careful. Like, oof, all right. There you go. Right? So, because here, you see how this one, that didn't hold at all. It instantly gave it back. So you gave kind of confirmation that, okay, hey, this is not going to play out. And I'm mad, too, because I was on the plane. Like, by the time I reconnected, or by the time I got connected to Wi-Fi, it was already down below the level. So I wasn't going to take it because we had a level here. So I was like, okay, if we break it, yes, we can come down here. But if we don't, like I said, I'm not shorting into this previous support resistance, right? So we didn't know for sure if it was. We only had this one bounce here, and then we had the bounce in pre-market. So looking at that, I wasn't going to short into that. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, I'll just wait, right? So I didn't end up catching anything until end of day. We came down again. Bottom, we swept that 5 day, and then once we got back above, I just got it on the retest, right? You got the pump. So same rules apply. If you miss it, or you miss the first move, or you miss this move, yada yada yada, it's fine. Just don't give it. It's Q at all-time highs. That's what I'm saying. Like, we already know we want to target all-time highs. That's why I said I was looking at 7-11 0 DTs. But yeah, you know, I don't want to jump it, but yeah, this bitch starts to break. We're so yeah, we paid. Yeah, they bitch is dirt cheap. $25 a contract. We gotta be. All right, I'm gonna roll some Zara real quick. But yeah, so we're gonna take calls if this breaks, right? So I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick. Set an alert. Remember, the high has to break. Break. As long as we hold, right? You don't want to see it break and sweep. If it breaks and sweeps, you gotta readjust, trim. You know what I'm saying? But starters look decent. Starter calls 1 DT. Remember, buy time. You don't always gotta buy 0 DT, right? 0 DTs is just for the screenshot at this point. Like, yeah, right here, right shot, right? So you just don't burn yourself. You don't have to. You can buy time, right? If you buy 715 1 DTs, they're cheap. And then if we go, you'll still print And if we don't, you know what I'm saying, it'll be a minimal loss, right? And you already have your stops. Close underneath here, you know what I'm saying, breakdown retail, you got to stop out, right? But when you go when you go zeros, if zeros go back right here, you down 30%. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you don't got to rush it. By time, I use the bathroom real quick. So I'm going to pause this real quick. Hold on. Nah, I'm not going to pause it. I'm going to leave this up. I'm saying I'm going to mute myself and then roll up, use the bathroom, and then gotta check my phone because the phone that I'm using for the camera is the phone that I'm trading or not trading on. I'm texting on. Oh, it's Inception. Ooh. Got the screen on and shit. Yeah, hold on. Alright, so I'm gonna pause this. Gotta check my phone stuff. Respond text. All right, I'll be right back. Y'all know what to look for. Breakout has to close above. If not, leave it alone.
Yep, just checking in. I'm still here. I just had to, roll up, hit the Zaw real quick. So I'm still out here hitting the Zaw. I'll be right back. Just finish this joint real quick.
Oh, we. We're back. There we go. All right, so now it might be time for us to finally get into freaking play. All right, let's see. I'll just keep doing this. 30 minutes left? Yeah. If this doesn't close in the next 30 minutes above here, it's about to come down. Yeah, so 706 puts. Let's see how much those are. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. All right. All right, yeah. I just started a starter position of 706 0DT puts. Fuck my other phone. There we go. It's gonna be a quick one. There we go. 27 and 35. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna take these quickly. Quickly, low 20%. Yeah, because once we crack this, that shit's gonna start flushing. So I'm gonna trim, and then if that's the case, then I can grab 1DT 702s. Ooh wee. I was in there hitting that za. Oh my goodness. Damn, yeah, that shit got it quick. Yeah, so you gotta take that. You gotta take that. That shit came right down, literally to the support. That was a quick one, damn, yeah, that was quick as hell. They say, yee? Damn, yeah, that shit was quick as fuck. Overs went from 25 to 0.3. Ain't mad at it, I guess. 20%. Sometimes you gotta take what you can get. Gotta know when to hold them. Oh, when to walk away. God. Yeah, that was nice. Nice little scalp. I like that. I'm still trying to decide about Tesla, if I want to swing Tesla or not into earnings. Normally when I play Tesla earnings, I always just grab puts. But, yeah. We got that's the thing too, like, look, here's the thing with Tesla, right? If it's going based off charts, right? Unless, like I said, unless Elon says some shit or there's some groundbreaking shit to happen, right? So if this is just off numbers, blah, 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 nothing crazy, right? This shit could all just be a bear trap, right? Peak above, head, shoulder, and if it is, they're gonna slam this bitch all the way back down to the 360s for earning, right? That's worst case. Best case, right? This falling wedge breaks down. This is just gonna be turned into support, right? This is gonna be our new support. This is best case. Yeah, it's best case. Best case, they hold this support. Boom, we fly up into the 410s, possibly the 420s, right, for earnings. So, either way, you got a nice little hedge. You know what I'm saying? You can do a 420 call and a 360 put. You know what I'm saying? I think that shit might be smooth. Because how big is that move? Let's see. If it were to close here. 7% isn't Tesla's estimated? Like, yeah, see, that's damn near perfect, 7%. Let me see what Tesla's normal expected move is. Huh? What? Alright, let me see. Oh, my slow doesn't open up Canvas. What is Tesla's normal move
after earnings. Okay, it said give or take 5% to 6%. Okay.
So seven might be a little too far. But I mean, if you're buying time, yeah, it'll be smooth. Yeah, cause it's what's today? It's Wednesday, huh? It's Wednesday, then okay. Oh look, right off the bottom, that's a perfect exit. That's what I'm talking about. Sometimes you gotta take that shit. Bro, if these 1DTs I'm still holding, if these bitches just come back, that'll be a double whammy. Caught a little 20%, a little scalp to the downside, target 7.75. Think. Got out real quick. If these bitches go, that'd be beautiful.
Yeah, this one go. Look, this was your game plan. Close under, grab like 702s, give yourself some time. 702 puts for tomorrow, right? Because you'll at least come and get this if you lose this. But if it wants to overshoot, we got previous day's lows and all that down here. So 702 would be nice because you can still collect profit, and if it bottoms here, then goes up here, then you'll still be okay to cut with some decent profit. Yeah, and then if it does go, you can maximize that profit. So without, just in case, you get a V bottom, right? Let's say you do get here, and then it just V bottoms in those like quick as, you get the close, and then it just does something like this, right? So you always want to give yourself time. That way you're able to trim, and then possibly leave the the runners to give yourself a little more, little run room. Yeah, Loki might go hoop, bro. Loki bored.
No, seriously. The sheer amount of Wheel of Doom activations coming in towards the end of this series is crazy. It is. Imagine an intense, ominous red light protruding from this Wheel of Doom here as I announce who donated and activated the Wheel of Doom. No way. DoorDash has donated $50,000 and activated the Wheel of Doom.
What's your 2K build in real life? I don't know what that means. 2K build?
Oh, like hooping? Oh, I'm 5'10". Yeah, no, I'm not tall at all. Well, I guess I'm normal height at 5'10". I guess it's normal. But yeah, I ain't no 6 foot. I wish. I wish. I stopped hooping in high school. Got the ball over there and shit. Easy. That shit over with. Just hit the Zatu. My neighbor, he at his shop right now, so I'm like, we usually go hoop in the mornings, but we had time. Spot up shooter. I guess it depends, low key. I guess now that I'm getting older, yeah, it's a lot easier to be a spot up shooter. Niggas start getting old and shit, but knees start. You know what I'm saying? You can't be cutting how I used to. Yeah, me and bro was really playing on a thing, bro. We jinxed it. I was like, he had some shoes. He was like, should I wear these or should I wear these? And I'm like, nah, we gotta start stretching and shit. So I'm like, bro, you need the ankle support, right? So you grab the sneakers. And we get out there, we just doing warm ups, shooting rounds. And then literally first play of the game, bro forgot to tie his shoes up. Messed his whole ankle up. Broke his foot. And we were supposed to go to New York, bro. Bro broke his foot. Like, right, I'm talking about, bro. I think it was the week before. Yeah, it was like the week or two before, but it was terrible. Cause we was like, damn, is he broken? Like, are you done for? Like, cause mind you, we're going to New York, so it's gonna be. Cause we were vlogging and we went to my boy, the streamer and stuff, so we went to go do some live streaming. So I was like, bro, if you broke it, you're cooked. And then it turns out he broke it. So bro couldn't even come to the trip. I was hurt, bro. I was like, no. But yeah. Low key though. Hold on. We got 20 minutes of club. I hope this is more traps. Yeah, bro. I really hope this is all just another trap. So we can just get a quick little easy squeeze. Our 1DTs. Because that's the only thing I'm holding right now is just the 1DTs still. So I'm like, bro. But Yeah. I might add to the ones. Let me see. Screen right there.
Boom, 9 million cake. Yes.
This thing almost went kaboom coming up here.
My eyeballs.
That's true. We had a few close calls. That was scary. Preston, thank you so much for making us this cake.
Let's see.
And to all of you watching, all of the donors supporting the fundraiser.
One DTE is 7.
Have meaning, $9
One
million
DTE
is
713.
cannot believe it. Would not be surprised if at the end of this 50 days we go
80
home
bucks.
and I wake up and it was all a dream.
All right, put that on watch
That's
list.
what it was.
713 is 1 DTE. 713, 1 DTE.
That just feels like the most unbelievable.
Hold on, I gotta. One second. I gotta use this phone real quick to text my students real quick. I gotta get my students to play, so I gotta turn the camera off real quick.
And now it is time to do my final donation read of this entire series. Tomorrow is the finale, so I'm not reading donations tomorrow. You can always go to stjude.org/50states to see the top donors, our total amount raised. But in these daily videos, this is my last time reading donations, and it is so sad. The last week has been unforgettable. We have raised $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 in single days, and today was unbelievable with all the wheel of views that we got. So I have a feeling we're about to go out with a bang. Or should I say kaboom? Kaboom! This bedroom is so cool. I can't believe there's literally a knight in shining armor standing over there. And then you could say, well my knight in shining armor's right here.
Right here.
Yesterday we were just over $9.2 million raised for St. Jude. It's coming down to the wire whether or not we'll raise $10 million. Let's check where we are now.
Okay, I'm so nervous.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Woo-wee. We are getting close. Tomorrow in the finale, we might actually break it.
That's insane.
We have now raised $9,863,736 for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We raised over $600,000 in the last 24 hours. We just went on a generational run of donation days in the past week. The gauntlet turned out to be donation related.
Yeah, the best one could have been.
As we know, today we got huge donations from Impact.com with $50,000, Sustainable Games with $57,183, and DoorDash with $50,000. So thank you to all of you. Luckily, we had a golden ticket active, or that would have been a crazy day. And now let's see who else donated. Electric E-Bikes donated $10,000 and said, at Electric, we're incredibly proud of what you've accomplished. We're grateful to have played even a small part in this powerful movement. The impact you're making is real, and the lives you touch will carry that forward in ways we may never fully see. Thank you for leading with purpose and showing what's possible when a community comes together. You've inspired us and so many others to give. Our hope is that this spark creates a lasting habit of generosity, not just for St. Jude, but for the countless great organizations that need our support. Thank you so much, Electric. That's beautiful. With that, Electric E-Bikes has now donated $600,000. Electric Villa Songful donated $10,050 and said, thanks for inspiring us all. We're honored to join the cause. We wrote you a song to remember the journey. We hope you love it. Songful.com/50states. I cannot wait to listen. Let's go. Thank you so much, Songful. Alan Gady donated $5,000 and said, write a name with your legends. Love the mission. As a fellow creator, I'd love to make a custom song for your next series to help raise money together. At Alan Gady. Let's go. You're a legend, dude. Thank you so much for that. I would love to make that happen. The Into Company donated $20,000 and said, you're a blessing. If your viewers want purpose-driven work, visit roll.intoco.com. Our mission, honor God, strengthen family, and build wealth in 50 states. That is a baller donation. Thank you so much, Into Company. The Little Family donated $5,000 and said, the support for St. Jude is amazing. Thank you for living out your faith. James 222, surprise Maggie, Lizzie, Mason, and Emmy. Love Mom and Dad. P.S. You love Joyride. Little Family. Oh, you guys got a cute name. I love it. That is so encouraging, guys. Thank you. Anonymous donated $5,000 and said, supporting St. Jude with a shout out to Pastor, Soul Surgeons, whose humble work heals from
Alright.
Christ.
My fault.
And they left some candles there. That is incredibly generous and beautifully said. Thank you so much. Josh,
Alright, so
Beast50.com donated $5,000.
my boy.
2014, we sold everything to Rome Beast 50. After life's first year, inspired to prepare trip in 2026. Check for plans, resources, and more. 2026 is gonna be a movie. Best of luck. Thank you guys so much.
All right, so I gotta end YouTube here. One of my students, he wanna hop on real quick. So I might get back on
Do you do your own private group?
No. I don't have a private group. I just do mentorships. So yeah, one of my mentees just hit me. So I've been waiting on him low key. So we finally got a time locked in. So I gotta go take care of business. Gotta go lock in with bro. But y'all know the game plan, and I might come back, might not. Remember, my Discord link is in my channel description if you ever want to hit it, type in with me, stuff like that. So I'll see y'all.